All right, thanks very much, Cheryl. At 5:32, our top story, she was the subject of an Amber Alert. She was found alone, barely clothed, and wandering in a parking lot.
Well, this morning, the man who happened to find the child is sharing his emotional story. 10 News' David Culver joins us now with more in the studio, and thankfully a good news ending to this part of the story.
Good news, but you can imagine how this all started. Imagine finding a 2-year-old wandering by herself in a dark parking lot, and what we now know, well, it makes matters even more disturbing. The child's father, Alex Zelaya, is accused of shooting and killing the little girl's mother in North Carolina. He then headed north. Now, the little girl is safe this morning, thanks in part to one man, a grandfather from Chesapeake.
Peeked my head out the door, and I was like, hey, and then she lifted her head up. And that's when it's a little girl.
A little girl, alone and strolling through a big parking lot. Keith Mitchell of Chesapeake, a father of 3, knew something was wrong. The child wore only a purple T-shirt and a diaper.
She was shivering. I cut the heat on and wrapped her up as tight as I could. She just looked up at me the whole time. Right then and there, man, just emotions took over, and who could leave a little baby out here like this? And as beautiful as she was.
So Mitchell took the child inside the food line, where the manager called 911.
Okay, do you know what's wrong with her?
She's been abandoned. She's shivering, her lips are blue.
At the time, Mitchell didn't realize police in North Carolina were searching for the toddler. His wife helped connect the clues.
Later, she texted me back a picture like, it's just a little girl. And at first, I wasn't sure, and then I looked again, and I'm like, yes, that's a little girl. She's like, well, they had an Amber Alert out for her since last night, and I was, wow.
Police took 2-year-old Juliana Reyes back to North Carolina. She's safe now, but Mitchell, well, he can't forget her face.
All I can remember her cheek and her eyes, and how she looked up at me. She never said a word the whole time we were there or nothing, but she just constantly stared at me the whole time.
Today is Mitchell's birthday. He says knowing the little girl is safe is the best gift he's ever received. Meanwhile, detectives still looking for the suspect, Alex Zelaya. They say he could still be in Hampton Roads, possibly driving a burgundy Toyota. If you have any information that could help police, you're asked to give them a call. I'm David Culver, 10 on your side.